The credit card statement slips from my hands, fluttering to the kitchen floor like a wounded bird. My eyes aren't deceiving me. There's a $4,200 charge I never authorized, dated 3 days ago while I was pulling a double shift at the hospital. I snatch up my phone, fingers trembling as I pull up my banking app. The transaction history loads, and my stomach drops. Blake Family Emergency Fund. That's what they called it. I never set up any family fund. Scrolling further back, my breath catches. This isn't the first time. April, $380. May, $625. June, $890. Small enough that I'd chalk them up to my own forgetfulness, too exhausted from 12-hour nursing shifts to question every charge. My phone vibrates. Mom's photo lights up the screen, the one from last Christmas where we're all smiling like we belong in a greeting card commercial. Morgan, sweetheart. Her voice practically sings through the speaker. Have you talked to your sister lately? You should see what she's done with her place. It's absolutely stunning. I press my palm against the cool countertop, grounding myself. No, we haven't caught up. What did she do? Oh, honey, she finally got that sectional she's been dreaming about, genuine Italian leather, the kind that lasts forever. And this entertainment center, solid oak, none of that cheap particle board. The whole living room looks like something out of Architectural Digest. The room tilts slightly. That must have cost a fortune. Well, you know Whitney. She has such refined taste. Mom laughs, that light, dismissive sound I know so well. Anyway, we're all gathering at her place Friday night. Your father's picking up ribeyes from that butcher shop downtown. Mom. My voice comes out steadier than I feel. Did Whitney just spend exactly $4,200 on furniture? The pause lasts 3 seconds too long. Well, I wouldn't know the exact. My phone beeps with another call. Dad. Mom, I need to take this. Dad's calling. I switch over without waiting for her response. There's my responsible girl. Dad's voice booms through the speaker with that jovial tone he uses when he wants something. Just wanted to touch base about that transfer. Meant to give you a heads up last night, but the Seahawks game ran late. The casual way he mentions it, like borrowing a lawnmower, sends heat crawling up my neck. You took money from my account. The words hang in the air between us, sharp and accusatory. I can almost hear Dad's expression shift through the phone. Now, Morgan, took isn't the right word. His voice drops into that reasonable, patient tone he uses when explaining why things have to be a certain way. Your sister needed help. We knew you'd understand. Understand what? That you stole from me. Don't be dramatic. We've had your account information for years, just for emergencies. You remember, we set it up when you were still in nursing school, in case you needed help with tuition. I do remember. I was 22, drowning in student loans, and they'd offered to be my financial safety net. I never thought that net would be used to catch everything except me. A leather couch is an emergency. Morgan. He sighs like I'm the one being unreasonable. We're family. What's yours is ours. You've always known that. Your sister needed to make her apartment presentable for this work thing she's hosting. She's networking, building her career. You'd want to support that. I close my eyes, fighting against the dizziness. Dad, you can't just. Listen, I've got a conference call starting. We'll talk Friday at Whitney's place. You're going to love what your contribution helped create. The place looks fantastic. The line goes dead. I stare at my phone, too stunned to process what just happened. My contribution. Like I'd volunteered. Like I'd been consulted. A text notification slides across my screen. Whitney. The photo loads slowly, a sprawling grey sectional that probably seats 8 people, positioned in front of an ornate entertainment center in deep cherry wood. The furniture dominates her modest 1-bedroom apartment, making it look like a showroom rather than a home. Her message appears below. Thanks, sis. You're always so good with money. Dinner Friday at 7. Bring a bottle of that Pinot you like. I sink onto the edge of my bed, and suddenly I'm 15 years old again, standing in our old kitchen while Mom spread bills across the table like tarot cards predicting disaster. Dad had lost his job at the manufacturing plant. Our ancient Chevy needed a new transmission. $1,800 worth of repairs we didn't have. We'll have to cancel your nursing camp, Mom had said, not looking up from her calculator. We need that money for the car. I'd walked to my room, dug out the coffee can I'd been filling since I was 11, birthday money, holiday cash, wages from babysitting the neighbor's kids, and counted every dollar. $743. My entire future, saved in crumpled bills and loose change. I'd placed it all on the kitchen table. This should help. The nursing camp can wait. Mom had taken my face in her hands, tears streaming down her cheeks. You're the responsible one, Morgan. The steady one. Not like Whitney, she's all heart but no common sense. This family would fall apart without you. That was the first time. Not the last. My first paycheck from the grocery store at 16, gone to cover Whitney's cheerleading uniform and competition fees. My scholarship celebration dinner, cancelled because Dad needed new tires for his truck. Year after year, emergency after emergency, always with the same refrain, we're family. We need you. You're our rock. And every single time, I felt that warm glow of being needed, being valued, being good. Now, sitting here with my phone in my hand and $4,200 missing from my account, I realize something, that glow was never love. It was conditioning. My hands stopped trembling as I opened my banking website. I changed my password first, something they'll never guess. Then security questions. Recovery email. Phone number. I set up alerts for any transaction over $10. Then I call the bank's fraud department. I need to report unauthorized access to my account, I say, surprised by how steady my voice sounds despite the tears sliding down my face. The representative, a woman named Patricia with a kind voice, walks me through verification questions. After 20 minutes of explanations and documentation, she says, we'll flag the account immediately. However, Ms. Morgan, I need to be honest, since the withdrawal was made using your legitimate account credentials, recovering the funds may be difficult. I understand. I just need this to stop. We've noted everything. You should also consider filing a police report if you believe this is identity theft. After I hang up, I open the family group chat, the one where Mom shares recipe videos and Dad posts bad jokes and Whitney sends selfies from brunch spots I can't afford. My thumbs hover over the keyboard. Then I type, my account is not a family ATM. This stops now. I hit send before I can second guess myself. The phone rings within 30 seconds. Dad's name flashes on screen. I answer, bracing myself against the kitchen counter. What the hell is this message supposed to mean? His voice cuts through, skipping any pretense of greeting. After everything we've done for you, this is the thanks we get. Something inside me shifts. Not breaks, that would imply destruction. This is more like ice cracking in spring. A thaw. A transformation. I press the end call button mid-sentence. For the first time in my 32 years, I hang up on my father. The phone immediately starts ringing again. I power it off completely. The silence that follows feels like the first clean breath after surfacing from deep water. Like I've been drowning for years and only now realized I could swim. Later that evening, my kitchen table disappears under a mountain of bank statements. 5 years' worth, printed in neat columns that document my financial bleeding. The library charges 25 cents per page. This stack cost me $28.50. I almost laughed when the librarian handed me the receipt, such a small price to pay for evidence of grand theft. My yellow highlighter squeaks against the paper as I mark another transaction, $465, Blake Family Travel Fund. I never authorized that one either. 3 hours ago, I'd walked into Cascade Bank still shaking from hanging up on Dad. The teller, a young guy named Chris with sympathetic eyes, had glanced at my face and asked quietly, "You okay, I need 5 years of complete transaction history. Every statement, every withdrawal. That'll be about $40 for the printouts." My laugh had sounded hollow. Small price to pay to see where my money's been going. Now, as midnight approaches, the highlighted amounts form a devastating pattern. $315 here. $280 there. Sometimes just $150. Small enough to escape my notice during those exhausted moments between hospital shifts when I check my balance and think, did I really spend that much on groceries? But together, they tell a different story. I pull up the calculator app on my phone, my thumbs moving mechanically as I add each highlighted sum. The numbers climb, $8,000. $15,000. $22,000. The final total appears on screen, $38,620. I press my palms against my eyes until I see stars. $38,000. That's a year of nursing school. That's a down payment on a house. That's my retirement fund, siphoned away one emergency at a time. A notification dings on my laptop, the credit monitoring service I'd signed up for this afternoon, after my call with the bank. My stomach clenches as I click the alert, recent inquiry, Cascade Regional Mortgage Corporation. I've never applied for a mortgage. I can barely afford my studio apartment. The email in my inbox confirms my worst fear, loan application submitted yesterday, using my name, my social security number, my employment information. The property address listed matches my parents' house on Elmwood Drive. Another text from Mom slides onto my phone screen. Just checking in, honey. Your father's calmed down now. We know you're stressed about money. We all are, but family helps family. You'll understand when you're older. Sweet dreams. I drop the phone like it's on fire. The casual dismissal in those words, you'll understand when you're older, as if I'm a toddler throwing a tantrum instead of a 32-year-old registered nurse. A bank statement from 18 months ago catches my eye. A recurring payment I'd somehow never questioned, $823.75 to CRM Home Loans, automatically deducted every month. The room spins. They've been making their mortgage payment with my money. Dad's voice from 3 years ago echoes in my memory. Just a temporary thing until the plant calls me back, Morgan. 6 months. Tops. You know we'd do the same for you. That temporary arrangement never ended. The plant never called him back. And I never questioned why $823.75 disappeared from my account every single month like clockwork. I pull my laptop closer and create a new spreadsheet. The column headers appear as I type: date, amount, description, beneficiary, purpose, real. The data flows from paper to pixels, each entry another brick in the wall between who I was yesterday and who I'm becoming tonight. April 3rd, $465, travel fund, Mom and Whitney, weekend spa trip. June 12th, $890, emergency medical, Dad, new golf clubs. September 8th, $1,200, vehicle repair, Whitney, designer handbag, saw it on her Instagram. The list grows. The pattern becomes impossible to ignore. When I reach the bottom of the spreadsheet, the formula calculates automatically, $38,620. This isn't helping anymore, I whisper to my empty apartment. It's feeding. A feeding system with 3 key players. Dad, the architect. The one who built this whole operation on a foundation of guilt and family obligation. His weapon of choice, reasonable-sounding explanations that make me question my own reality. Whitney, the beneficiary. Designer clothes, weekend trips, now Italian leather furniture. My sister floats through life on a cushion of my sacrifice, never once acknowledging where the cushion came from. Mom, the enabler. Her specialty, emotional manipulation wrapped in maternal concern. She's the one who can make me feel guilty for having boundaries, selfish for wanting my own money. I open a new browser tab and search for banks near me. By dawn, I've opened an account at Summit Community Bank, a bank my family doesn't know exists, with a new email address they can't access. The account name, Morgan's Future Fund. I transfer $250 from my depleted savings. It's money I'd been setting aside for Dad's birthday fishing trip next month. Not anymore. By 9:30 Monday morning, I'm running on 2 hours of sleep and 3 cups of coffee. My desk at Riverside Medical Center is buried under patient charts, but I can't focus. The bank statements peek out from my bag like evidence at a crime scene. Tough weekend. I look up to find Derek from billing standing at my desk, coffee mug in hand. His eyes drift to the papers visible in my bag, and his expression shifts to something like recognition. Family financial drama, he asks quietly. I stiffen. Is it that obvious? Only because I lived it. He glances around the busy office, then places a sticky note on my desk. A phone number is scrawled across it. Financial advisor. She helped me when my brother was draining my accounts. Specializes in family situations, knows all the tactics. I don't think I can afford. First consultations free. Trust me, Morgan. You need someone in your corner who understands this stuff. By lunch, I've made an appointment for Thursday. By 3 o'clock, my coworker Amanda has offered her spare bedroom if things get nuclear with your folks. By evening, I'm sitting across from Dr. Ellen Winters, fidgeting with a tissue while she reviews the documents I've brought. What you're describing is financial abuse, Dr. Winters says, her voice calm but firm. It's remarkably common in families, particularly with the member who's perceived as most stable and reliable. But they're my parents, I say, my voice cracking. And Whitney's my little sister. They need me. Need and exploit are different things. Dr. Winters leans forward. Tell me, Morgan, when was the last time they helped you? When did they last ask what you needed before telling you what they needed from you? The question hangs in the air. I can't remember. Not once in 15 years. Boundaries aren't cruel, Dr. Winters continues. They're healthy. You can love your family without funding their lifestyle at the expense of your own future. That night, I make 3 phone calls and send 2 emails. Remove myself as an authorized user on the family credit cards. Block all electronic access to my original bank account. Report the fraudulent mortgage application. Change my direct deposit to the new account. Set up automatic transfers to savings before anyone can touch it. The sense of accomplishment lasts until my head hits the pillow. Then the doubts creep in like smoke under a door. What kind of daughter cuts off her parents? What if they can't make their mortgage payment? What if Whitney blames me when her perfect life crumbles? What if I'm being selfish? Sleep refuses to come. Every creak of my apartment building sounds like Dad's truck in the parking lot. Every distant siren reminds me of Mom's warnings about karma and what happens to ungrateful children. I stare at the ceiling, counting the hours until dawn, fighting the urge to undo everything. To transfer the money back. To apologize. To be the good daughter again. The only thing stronger than the guilt is the memory of that spreadsheet. $38,620. My future, siphoned away one emergency at a time. Another dawn breaks without sleep. But for the first time in my adult life, I've said no to the people who raised me to always say yes. My phone chimes for the 3rd time this morning. Aunt Carol. Honey, your parents have sacrificed everything for you and Whitney. How can you be so selfish when they're struggling? I set the phone face down on my kitchen counter, watching steam rise from my coffee mug. The campaign started yesterday with Dad's carefully crafted email to the entire extended family, a masterpiece of selective storytelling. In his version, I'm the ungrateful daughter hoarding wealth while my poor parents face financial ruin after a lifetime of selfless generosity. The story spread through the Blake family network faster than gossip at a church potluck. My phone buzzes again. Aunt Carol, calling now. I silence it. The voicemail notification appears within seconds. Morgan, it's your Aunt Carol. The Bible says honor thy father and mother. Your uncle and I are very concerned about your attitude. Call me back immediately. Before I can process this guilt bomb, an email slides into my inbox from Pastor Stevens at Highland Community Church. Morgan, I heard your family is going through difficulties. Perhaps we could meet this Sunday? Remember, forgiveness is the foundation of our faith. My stomach knots. Dad's weaponized the church now. I open Instagram. A mistake. Whitney's latest post shows her draped artistically across that leather sectional, looking like a Pinterest board come to life. Some people value money over family loyalty. Guess blood doesn't mean much anymore. Broken heart. The comments flood in. Stay strong, girl. Aunt Carol. Family is everything. Uncle Jim. Some people forget where they came from. Cousin Jennifer. You deserve better than this, Mom. 23 sympathetic comments, each one a tiny knife. The final blow comes at work. My supervisor, Linda Martinez, calls me into her office. Her expression is carefully neutral. Morgan, I received an anonymous email this morning expressing concern about your financial stability. She slides a printed email across her desk. I want you to know this doesn't affect your position here at all. But I thought you should see it. I scan the message, recognizing Dad's formal writing style immediately, even though the email address is anonymous. To whom it may concern, I'm writing out of concern for Morgan Blake, RN, currently employed in your cardiac unit. She's been exhibiting erratic financial behavior and may be experiencing mental health issues affecting her judgment. As her family, we're deeply worried. Please monitor the situation. The words blur as rage builds behind my eyes. Thank you for telling me, I manage to say. I'm dealing with some family boundary issues. My finances are completely stable. Linda nods. I figured it was something like that. For what it's worth, your work has been exemplary. Don't let family drama undermine that. Back at my desk, I pull out the leather journal I bought last week, my first act of pure self-care in years. Inside, I've been documenting everything: dates, amounts, transaction numbers, all organized chronologically. 5 years of financial abuse, transformed into irrefutable evidence. My phone pings with a text from the financial advisor Derek recommended. Morgan, reviewed your documents. You have a solid case for filing charges if you choose. Either way, your new account structure looks good. The automatic savings transfer is working perfectly. Another notification appears. Amanda from my unit, dinner at my place tonight? No pressure, just thought you might need a friendly face. Then Derek, support group meets Wednesday evenings at the community center. 6 of us dealing with family financial stuff. You're welcome to join. My therapist, Dr. Winters, sends a reminder. Remember what we discussed, their crisis is not your emergency. You're doing the right thing. The support steadies me, like sandbags against a flood. By evening, I'm bracing for the next wave of attacks when Mom texts, family meeting at our house, Sunday 2 p.m. Your father insists you attend. This isn't optional, Morgan. I stare at the message for a long moment. Then I call Amanda. They're staging an intervention, I tell her. I'll be your extraction team, she says without hesitation. Text me if you need out. I'll fake a nursing emergency. Wednesday evening, I walk into the community center basement for the first time. 6 people sit in a circle, all ages, all backgrounds, all with the same haunted look I see in my mirror. Derek introduces me to the group. Beverly, a silver-haired woman in her 60s, speaks first. They'll escalate before they back down, she warns. The extinction burst, it's the worst part. When they realize you're serious, they'll pull out every weapon they have. Be ready for the big move. The big move comes Sunday at 7:15 a.m. Dad's text, family meeting today. 2 p.m., non-negotiable. I text Amanda, it's happening. Stand by. The drive to their house in Lakewood feels different today. My hands don't shake on the steering wheel. The spreadsheet in my folder has transformed my hurt into something stronger, certainty. Mom opens the door before I knock, her smile stretched tight as plastic wrap. Morgan, sweetheart. We've been so worried. The living room has been arranged like a courtroom. Dad sits at the head of the coffee table, calculator and bills spread before him like evidence. Whitney occupies the couch, her eyes already glistening with rehearsed tears. Mom guides me to a single chair positioned to face all 3 of them. We've worked out a solution, Dad begins, sliding a typed document toward me. A contribution plan that works for everyone. I scan the paper. $900 monthly, automatically transferred to their joint account. Plus additional funds for seasonal expenses and unexpected emergencies. This is reasonable, Dad continues. You make good money at that hospital. You've always been the responsible one, the family needs you to step up. Whitney nods, dabbing at her eyes. We're counting on you, Morgan. We're family. For a moment, the familiar guilt rises like bile. Then I remember Beverly's words from support group. They counted on you for decades because you never counted what it cost you. I place my folder on the coffee table, opening it to the summary page. The total gleams in yellow highlighter, $38,620. I've been keeping track, I say, voice calmer than I feel. Every dollar. Every so-called emergency. Every temporary arrangement that became permanent. Dad's face flushes red. That's not relevant to. I'm your daughter, I interrupt. Not your retirement plan. Not your ATM. Not Whitney's trust fund. Whitney's tears spill over on cue. You're destroying this family over money. The accusation hangs in the air. 6 months ago, it would have shattered me. Today, the words bounce off the boundaries I've built. No, I reply, looking directly at her. You destroyed it when you made my love conditional on my bank balance. Mom gasps. Dad sputters. Whitney launches into full sobbing. I stand, gathering my folder but leaving the summary page on their table. My phone buzzes. Amanda, standing by. Say the word. Derek, you've got this. Remember the plan. Dad rises, towering over the coffee table. If you walk out that door, you're choosing money over family. I pause at the threshold, remembering Dr. Winter's advice about exit lines. Keep it simple. Don't get drawn into debate. I love you all, I say. But that doesn't mean you get to take everything I have. When you're ready to discuss actual repayment, or at least acknowledge what you've taken, call me. I walk out while there's still sputtering protests, closing the door firmly behind me. Instead of starting my car immediately, I sit in the driveway and turn off my phone completely. The silence wraps around me like armor. For the first time in 5 years, my Sunday afternoon belongs to me. No crisis to manage. No emergency transfer to arrange. No emotional wreckage to clean up. I drive to the fancy grocery store I usually avoid, the one with imported cheeses and organic everything. Inside, I purchase a single container of French butter, $12 for something I've denied myself 100 times while sending thousands to my family. That evening, I spread the butter on fresh sourdough bread from the bakery section. The first bite tastes like freedom. Monday morning, I turn my phone back on to an avalanche of notifications. 23 missed calls. 47 text messages. 12 voicemails. All variations of guilt, anger, and manipulation. But one message stands out. An email from Dad with the subject line "Family Emergency, read immediately." My finger hovers over delete. Then I remember Dr. Winter's advice: document everything. You might need it later. I open it. Morgan, your mother had chest pains last night. Doctor says stress-induced. Your actions are literally killing her. How does that make you feel? Family comes first, or have you forgotten that? We need you to fix this. Call immediately. I forward it to Dr. Winters without responding. Then I check my calendar. Isla's birthday dinner is tonight. I'd forgotten. My work email pings. Subject: checking in. Linda, just wanted you to know someone called HR asking about your employment status. I told them all inquiries go through official channels. You okay? Dad's trying to sabotage my job now. That evening, my phone lights up with another message. Whitney, this time. Really, Morgan? You're going to miss my birthday? After everything we've been through? Mom's devastated. Dad's blood pressure is through the roof. But sure, make it all about you and your money. Hope you're happy. I type and delete 5 different responses before settling on, happy birthday, Whitney. Hope you have a great evening. I don't apologize. I don't explain. I don't cave. Wednesday morning, Mom calls. I let it ring through to voicemail. Morgan, honey, this is your mother. Her voice quavers. Your father hasn't slept in days. Dr. Packard says his blood pressure is dangerously high, he could have a stroke. All because of this situation. Please, sweetheart. We're your family. Just talk to us. I delete the voicemail and open my banking app. The new savings account shows a balance of $2,847, money that would have disappeared into the Blake family vortex 2 months ago. Thursday brings a new tactic. A formal letter arrives via certified mail. From a lawyer. My hands shake as I open it. Dear Ms. Blake, we represent Douglas and Patricia Blake regarding outstanding familial financial obligations. Our clients assert that verbal agreements were made regarding financial support, which you are now defaulting on. Please contact our office within 10 business days to discuss resolution, or we will be forced to pursue legal remedies. I call the number Derek gave me, the financial advisor who specializes in family situations. Janet Sterling answers on the second ring. Morgan, I've been expecting this call. Email me that letter. Can they actually sue me? For what? Being their daughter? Let me review it, but this smells like intimidation. Empty threats to scare you back in line. That evening, I attend my support group. Beverly nods knowingly when I mention the lawyer letter. Classic escalation, she says. My brother tried the same thing. The lawyer dropped him as a client once they realized there was no actual case. Friday afternoon, another certified letter arrives. This time from the mortgage company. Dear Ms. Morgan Blake, we received your identity theft report regarding the mortgage application filed in your name. Our investigation confirms fraudulent application. We have flagged the account and reported the incident to the appropriate authorities. My phone rings immediately. Dad, screaming before I can even say hello. You reported us for fraud? Are you insane? We're your parents. You committed identity theft, I say, voice steady. You could face criminal charges. Over a simple misunderstanding? You destroy your own family. You destroyed it when you stole my identity, Dad. I hang up. Block his number. Then Mom's. Then Whitney's. The silence is deafening. Saturday morning, I wake to pounding on my apartment door. Through the peephole, I see Aunt Carol and Uncle Jim. I don't open it. Morgan Blake, open this door. Aunt Carol shouts. Your parents are beside themselves. You should be ashamed. I call building security instead. By Sunday, the siege has reached its peak. My entire extended family has blocked me on social media. Pastor Stevens has left 3 voicemails about reconciliation and forgiveness. Someone, probably Whitney, started a GoFundMe for my parents' financial crisis, complete with a story painting me as the villain. But my new savings account shows $3,200. My credit score has jumped 30 points. And for the first time in 15 years, I sleep through the night without anxiety dreams about empty bank accounts. 6 months later, morning sun warms my balcony as I hold a coffee mug in both hands. The Seattle skyline stretches before me, not a distant dream anymore, but my actual view. My savings account just broke $15,000. The number would be higher, but I've been doing something radical, spending money on myself. New running shoes. A weekend trip to the coast. Fresh flowers every Friday. Small luxuries that feel revolutionary. My phone buzzes. Whitney's name appears, the first time in 4 months. Hey, can we talk? My stomach doesn't drop anymore when I see her name. I've learned that family contact doesn't have to mean crisis. Sure. Coffee next week? Actually, I wanted to say I'm sorry. I read the words 3 times, waiting for the catch. The manipulation. The request for money buried in the apology. I got a financial advisor. Went over my spending. Realized I've been living beyond my means for years. Beyond your means, actually. Mom and Dad gave me access to your account and I just never thought about where the money was actually coming from. I've started paying you back. $200 a month. It's not much, but it's what I can afford. Check your account. I open my banking app. There it is, $200 from Whitney Blake. Transaction note, repayment 1 of 193. My eyes water. Not from sadness, but from something I haven't felt toward my sister in years, respect. Thank you, I type back. That means more than you know. Mom and Dad aren't speaking to me either now. Guess I'm the ungrateful one this week. I smile. Welcome to the club. How are you doing? Honestly, terrified. But also, relieved? My therapist says I've been enabled my whole life. That you were the only one treating me like an adult by setting boundaries. We text for an hour. Really talk, maybe for the first time since we were kids. She tells me about her therapy sessions, her new budget, her part-time weekend job to make ends meet. It's hard, she admits. But I'm actually proud of myself. Like, I'm doing this on my own. 2 weeks later, Mom calls. I almost don't answer, but something, curiosity, maybe, makes me pick up. Morgan. Her voice is different. Smaller. Could we meet? Just you and me. We meet at a coffee shop halfway between our places. She orders a regular coffee, not the fancy latte she used to get when I was paying. Your father doesn't know I'm here, she says, stirring her coffee. He's not handling this well. Neither am I, Mom. I know. She looks up, eyes red. I saw the numbers, Morgan. Whitney showed me the spreadsheet you made. All those transactions. I didn't let myself realize, what we were taking from you. It was almost $40,000. I know. A tear slides down her cheek. And I told myself we'd pay you back. That it was just temporary. That you didn't mind because you loved us. I did love you. I still do. But love isn't supposed to drain you dry. She nods, crying openly now. Your father lost his job 6 years ago. Did you know that? Not from the plant closing, he got fired. Made some bad investments with company money, thought he could fix it before anyone noticed. They pressed charges but dropped them when he paid it back. My coffee cup freezes halfway to my mouth. I didn't know. We didn't tell you. Didn't tell anyone. Just used your money to cover our mortgage, our bills, our shame. And when Whitney needed things, it was easier to take from you than to tell her no. Than to admit we couldn't afford our lifestyle anymore. Why are you telling me this now? Because you were right. About all of it. And her voice breaks. I'm so deeply ashamed of what we did to you. What I let happen. What I helped make happen. We sit in silence for a long moment. I can't go back to the way things were, I finally say. Even if you ask nicely. Even if there's another emergency. I know. And I'm not asking you to. She slides an envelope across the table. This is from me. Not your father. Just me. It's not much. I open it. A check for $500. And a payment plan, written in Mom's careful handwriting, showing monthly payments of $300 for the next 3 years. It won't cover everything, she says. But it's a start. I got a job at the library. Part-time, but it's something. And I'm not taking money from Whitney anymore either. She needs to build her own life. What about Dad? Mom's face hardens slightly. Your father and I are in counseling. Working on it. Taking accountability is hard for him. It's hard for everyone. But necessary. She reaches across the table, hesitates, then takes my hand. I'm proud of you, Morgan. For standing up to us. For refusing to keep enabling our dysfunction. You're stronger than I ever was. 3 months after that, I'm standing in the living room of my new condo, not an apartment, a condo that I own, when the doorbell rings. Through the peephole, I see Dad standing alone, holding a small box. He looks older than I remember, his shoulders slightly hunched. I take a breath and open the door. Hi, Dad. Morgan. He clears his throat. Your mother said you bought a place. Thought I brought you something. I step aside, letting him in. He moves slowly, taking in the space, the furniture I picked out myself, the artwork on the walls, the life I've built without their interference. It's nice, he says quietly. Real nice. Thanks. He sets the box on my kitchen counter. This was your grandmother's. She always said it should go to the responsible one. He opens it, revealing a vintage wooden clock, the kind that chimes on the hour. I know it doesn't make up for anything. But I wanted you to have it. I run my fingers over the smooth wood, remembering Sunday dinners at Grandma's house, the sound of this clock marking the hours while we ate her pot roast. Dad. Let me finish. He holds up a hand. I've been going to this group. For gambling addiction. Turns out I've had a problem for a lot longer than I admitted. Lost my job because I was using company funds to cover my debts, then used your money to cover what I'd lost. Been lying to myself and everyone else for years. I stay silent, letting him talk. Your mother's paying you back. Whitney's paying you back. And I. He pulls out his own envelope. I cashed out what was left of my retirement fund. It's not all of it, but it's $18,000. It's yours. I stare at the check, my hands trembling slightly. I don't expect forgiveness, he continues. Don't expect things to go back to how they were. I know I destroyed that. But I wanted you to know that I see it now. What I did. What I took from you. His voice cracks. You deserved a father who protected you, not one who robbed you blind. For years, I'd imagined this moment, what I'd say, how I'd feel. I'd rehearsed angry speeches, practiced cold dismissals. But standing here, watching my father, flawed, broken, finally honest, cry in my kitchen, I feel something unexpected. Not forgiveness. Not yet. But maybe the possibility of it, somewhere down the road. I'm glad you're getting help, I say carefully. That took courage. Took losing my daughter. He wipes his eyes roughly. I'll go. I just wanted you to have these things. And to know that I'm trying. To be better. To be the father I should have been all along. After he leaves, I sit on my new couch, the one I bought with my own money, from my own account, and hold both checks. From Mom, from Dad, from Whitney. $23,000 total, more than half of what they took. I won't get all of it back. Some of it's gone forever, spent on things that depreciated the moment they were purchased. But that's okay. Because what I've gained is worth more than money: self-respect, boundaries, a life that's actually mine. 1 year later. The support group meets every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I've been coming for 13 months now, and last week, Beverly asked if I'd be willing to co-facilitate. Tonight, a new woman sits in the circle, looking exactly how I felt that first night: terrified, guilty, desperate. My sister keeps calling, she says, voice shaking. She says if I don't help with their mom's medical bills, I'm a terrible daughter. But I just had a baby, and we're barely making our own rent. The group looks to me. I take a breath. The first thing I learned here, I begin, is that their emergency isn't automatically your crisis. You can love someone and still have boundaries. You can help family without destroying yourself. I tell her my story, the abbreviated version, the one I've shared dozens of times now. About $38,000. About learning to say no. About discovering that real love doesn't come with invoices. Does it get easier? She asks. Yes, I say honestly. And no. You'll always feel the pull. The guilt doesn't disappear completely, but you learn to recognize it for what it is: conditioning, not truth. After the meeting, I drive to Mom and Dad's house. We have dinner together once a month now, a new tradition, built on honest ground. Whitney's already there, helping Mom set the table. She looks different too, less polished, more genuine. She's been promoted at work, earned through actual effort rather than connections bought with borrowed money. Morgan. She hugs me at the door. I got my financial aid approved for that certification program. Start in January. That's amazing, Whit. Dad's at the grill, flipping burgers. He waves, smiling, a real smile, not the performative one from before. Over dinner, we talk about normal things. Mom's new library program. Whitney's upcoming exam. Dad's progress in his recovery group. Nobody asks me for money. Nobody hints at emergencies. Nobody makes me feel like an ATM with a heartbeat. At one point, Dad clears his throat. So, Morgan. That promotion you mentioned last month. Did you hear back? I did, actually. Department supervisor, 15% raise. Mom beams. That's wonderful, honey. You deserve it, Whitney adds. You work harder than anyone I know. Thanks, I say, and I realize I believe them now. Not because they're telling me what I want to hear, but because our relationship has been rebuilt on something real. After dinner, I help Mom with dishes. She's quiet for a moment, then says, I saw Dr. Winters last week. Yeah? How's that going? Hard. She's making me look at a lot of things I didn't want to see. Mom hands me a plate to dry. About how I was raised. How my mother treated me like a resource instead of a daughter. How I passed that down to you. Generational patterns, I say, echoing something my own therapist taught me. I'm breaking them. Or trying to. She meets my eyes. I don't want you to just survive me, Morgan. I want you to look back on your life and feel like your mother loved you. Really loved you. Not your bank account. I'm getting there, I tell her truthfully. We're getting there. That night, back in my condo, I update my budget spreadsheet. The savings account shows $22,000 now. I'm on track to buy a new car next year, pay cash. Planning a trip to Italy in the fall, something I've dreamed about since nursing school but never thought I could afford. My phone buzzes with a text from Amanda. Girls' night Friday? That new wine bar downtown? I smile and type back, definitely. My treat. Another text comes through. From the support group's new member, the one from tonight. Thank you for sharing your story. Gave me the courage to set up a new bank account my family can't access. First step. Proud of you, I reply. It gets better. Promise. I walk out to my balcony, coffee in hand, watching the city lights blink on one by one. The Space Needle glows in the distance. Somewhere down there, people are living their lives, some of them fighting the same battles I fought, learning the same hard lessons. I think about the girl I was 5 years ago, so desperate to be needed that I let myself be used. The woman who measured her worth in dollars given away, who thought love meant making herself smaller so others could grow. She'd be amazed by who I've become. Not because I'm wealthy, I'm not. Not because I've cut my family off completely, I haven't. But because I finally understand something crucial: you can't pour from an empty cup. And constantly refilling everyone else's cup while yours runs dry isn't love. It's self-destruction disguised as virtue. My family had to learn that the hard way. So did I. The difference is, we all survived it. And on the other side of that survival, we found something better than what we had before, something that looks a lot like actual love, the kind that doesn't come with conditions or invoices. My phone buzzes one more time. Mom, sending a photo to the family group chat, found this old picture from Morgan's nursing school graduation. So proud of the woman you've become. Love you, sweetheart. The photo shows me in my cap and gown, young and hopeful, with no idea what the next 5 years would hold. I look at my reflection in the darkened window, older now, wiser, with boundaries and bank accounts and a life that's finally mine. Love you too, Mom, I type back. And I mean it. Because love, real love, doesn't take. It gives. And it respects when someone says no more. I learned that lesson the hard way. Cost me $38,000 and almost destroyed my family in the process. But standing here on my balcony, financially stable for the first time in my adult life, with genuine relationships instead of transactional ones, it was worth every penny.